Welcome back to Stormworks Unlimited. This is Tater. Today we're back out on the submarine. I've got a little secret surprise for you guys. Stay tuned. Alright, you guys, so you can see I'm in about 100 meters of water, but before I get started, I just want to formally complain about this. They changed the noise of the huge propellers, and this is what I get to listen to. So, yeah, that's nice. Anyway, let's go ahead and dive this thing. Let's slow it down a little bit here and set our depth for... Let's just set our depth around 50 meters. And down she goes. Alright, so check this out. I'm sure you guys, well, hopefully you guys have seen the video from a couple weeks back or a week back there about the ballistic missiles. So let's just check this bad boy out. We now have a ballistic missile submarine. I'm going to slow my sub down here so I don't run into something. And once again, well, let's just say back committing war crimes. So we have the hospital boat out here again. And check this out. So I've updated the firing system on this. The truck also has this same system in it. So I can set this up. It's going to bring up a nice map, automatic zoom, all this good stuff. Nothing is entered because I haven't sent any data to the missile. So the way the missile works, once we type everything in, we can launch it. We can also shut down the system. So I can, oops, if I turn it off, I can turn the whole system off like that. But I think we'll just leave it on for now. I'll make sure our missile is back fully risen up. It is. So we have coordinates entered. We are going to fire it. And I have it on a delay, as always, but there she goes. She's gone. So I think what I want to do, well, check this out. First off, let's talk about this. We have our distance to our target area of 14,000 meters. And going down, this gives us our missile's tilt and our missile's pitch. It's just a little data for you. It also reads back the fuel percentage of the rocket, but only on the last fuel cell, I believe. It doesn't read them all. I'm not sure how it works exactly, but either way, it doesn't seem to change the number like at all. So we have lat longs bearing the target, which is 166. You can see it's 166. We have our altitude closing up on 1,000 meters right now. Speed, we're doing 313. I think I have that in meters per second, but I don't remember for sure. And then once we lock on to the boat with the radar system, it'll give us lock distance and target locked. Now we can also change our zoom by messing around with manual zoom mode. But I do like the automatic zoom. It just kind of keeps it right there. So we're 4,000 meters out. Let's bounce over to the hospital ship and see what kind of trouble we can get into over here. Now I'm hopeful that I put a keep active block on that sub because I really don't remember. Should be coming in from the north. Whoa! There it is. Direct hit. There is the damage area and the amount of damage that it did. I'm going to go ahead and rerun that real quick just because I missed the whole missile coming in thing. So, oh, we're not going to have to. This thing's going to burn to the ground. So, lots of explosions. course, you can hear the giant propellers back here making the same stupid sound. Turn on if the electrics are on. Oh, she's lost a gearbox or a clutch, possibly. Back here, I don't have to listen to this props. Yeah, so you can see it puts a pretty gnarly hole in the side of whatever it hits, and it doesn't miss. But I do have one more small surprise for you guys, so stand by. Okay, so same sub, right? This one packs a little different armament on it. Let's check these out. So we can arm the ballistic missiles. Open the door as usual, but nothing comes out, right? That's because it is carrying 7 short-range missiles in it. They're still big. They do pack a pretty good punch, but they are quite short-range. All right, you guys, so I was headed back out to the hospital boat when I found this crab boat. So I think instead of killing the hospital boat, we're going to kill a crab boat. So, yeah. Let's just send some missiles on the way out there. Put my head up to the deck and watch them from up here. Oh, that was 7 hits on the crab boat. Oh my goodness. So as you guys can see, the missiles seem to have done quite a bit of damage. I want to get into an air pocket if there's one left. Maybe here? No, this is flooded. Oh, there's an air pocket. I can no clip out and see it a little better. It is sinking quick. As you can see, there's not much left of the crab boat. 7 of those stumpy missiles in a row just annihilated it. The super cool thing about these missiles is that they can be fired all from the same frequency. So what I mean by that is everything is still radio controlled in here, and I actually rearmed my sub so I could fire again. But what that means is when you arm them and you type this in, it sends us data to every missile on the boat. But so I could fire one. Let's just fire one over here, and you'll see it'll take off for that target. And then we're within the search radius, so it's not really going to turn much. It's just going to start radar searching. And then if we can set it again. And it's going to head towards that one. So being that they're all on the same frequency, we don't have to have a whole bunch of microcontrollers to process all this data. It's just one microcontroller on the firing vehicle, and then each missile has its own. And then once you send the missile, it locks in those coordinates. So you can't change it once you're in the air, but you can fire at multiple targets because you can change from missile 1 to missile 2, etc. And not have to worry about missile 1 changing course to follow where missile 2 is going. The next super cool thing is being that they use an active radar. If you're firing into a fleet, it will, as long as you delay your firing by like 2 seconds, they'll all start following the first target. The first missile hits, blows the target up. They'll immediately start searching for another one. So you can kill literally 7 ships with a volley from this, all being fired from the same thing, about 2 seconds to 3 seconds apart. Just first one hits, they lock on to a different target, hit the next one, they lock on to a different target, hit that one. and so forth. So that's pretty fun. The only thing that, being that everything's on the same frequency, is it does not update this. It only pulls the strongest signal, and we still have 5 signals left in the sub. So you're only going to catch the tracking data from the closest missile to you, which I thought about working on it, but I really didn't see the need for it. But anyway, why don't you guys don't forget to hit the old like button and subscribe. All that helps out a ton. The channel's starting to grow pretty good, and I really do appreciate you guys watching. So make sure you subscribe up. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to build the larger missile. And the super cool thing about it is the microcontroller is fairly universal. Actually, I'm just going to show you guys real quick on how all this works real quickly. And they have a bunch of different parameters we can just change in the missile. So we can change our delay, our booster delay, which in this case it's 2 seconds. So once we launch the missile, if you're underwater, it'll allow the missile to float for 2 seconds before firing, which is a good thing because it gets it out of the sub. It doesn't really affect it if it's on the surface, obviously, but we have our radar on range, which gives us, we're 2 kilometers away, and it goes from GPS follow mode into radar tracking mode. Cruising altitude is 2,000 meters or 1,000 meters. Attack altitude is 150 meters. So it's cruising out at 1,000 meters, gets in within 2,000 meters, and it just dives to 150 and turns this on. So that's pretty fun. And this is the range in which it starts to dive to the 150. So we can, all this stuff you can change based on how your individual missile is. The yaw multiplier, so that just that's for your GPS mode, so how quickly it turns following GPS mode. And then we have pitch multiplier for radar, which is obviously how much pitch the missile gives you when you're radar on, and how much, down here is pitch multiplier for GPS, how much pitch it gives you when the radar is off and we're in GPS mode. We also still have a roll multiplier, which is always on and just keeps the missile stable and straight up and down. So based on how you build your missile, you can slap this microcontroller in it, and it does everything for you. Basically, just set all the little parameters that you need to set. In this case, you can see I had my pitch fins on inverted. I just put a negative in front of them, and I didn't have to redo the missile. So I'm making a tutorial on this. It's going to be a long one. Make sure you guys subscribe. It may be multiple parts, so you don't miss that and how I did all this stuff. And just to show you, that one is a little bit different than this one, which is the big missile. But the only difference is that the microcontroller was too big for the smaller missiles, so I don't have quite as many features because I was rebuilding that other one into a smaller, more compact one. But we're going to talk about that one when we go into it, into that tutorial, and we're probably going to stick with this bigger one because it has more features. It sends data back different than the other one does, just because of its size. It's capable of having more nodes. As you can see, it's quite loaded down. So there's a lot of information to go into, but I hope you guys watch that and check that one out, because if you're into these, I'm going to try to break it down as easy as I can and show you guys how to do the real simple math on everything. So check that one out. And I appreciate you guys watching. I'll catch you on the next one.